A bit more quite serious. I was talking to I would say definitely sounds weird. Is he a war veteran? My friend, he's left I don't want to say army. He's RAF. I believe he's part of parachuter. And yeah, man, I was talking to him because Afghanistan. How do you feel about this Afghanistan situation? I've seen so much news about Afghanistan. It's almost scary. So many opinions. So many oh my gosh, we've allowed these terrible people to take over the land again and whatsoever, and we were doing such a great job there. That's why anyway, it makes me think anyway still. Yeah, so as my friend, I want to get a man to do an interview on my Ed show, because I asked him a serious question. I was like, bro, like, how do you feel? You know what I'm saying? Do you feel like, literally he's seen friends blown up, he's seen people who have died, and to see this all, you gotta look at things like Vietnam. You gotta think of things like the Korean War. These were lost, but people lost for stalemate, and they won't pretend it never happened. Are we gonna pretend that Afghanistan never happened? Afghanistan, war is a really serious subject. I want to try and get some Christian soldiers out here, because war for Christians is like a weird thing. We don't talk about, if you're a soldier, how do you deal with these things? How do you, I know, I would say never. You never say never, especially when you're young. You just don't know what the world turns into and you're forced to fight. And I remember in church as a child, I was very young, and they said the only way you can legitimately kill is if you're part of the army and you have to fight for your country. Yeah, in a very British way, me back home. I was in church in my teenage years. Yeah, so I was quite, quite like kind of like going, okay, cool, yeah, fight for my country, yeah, you can do. But the dynamics of the kill, dynamics of the politics behind it, going out there chasing out the so-called brutes. We've talked about this, because end of the day still, yeah, who are the brutes? Are the brutes the people invading the land, or are the brutes the people already there? And media right up to now has been one-dimensional. We've controlled the media, controlled the communication out there, and it really has got me thinking, because really and truly, I'm like going to myself going, you know what, is Afghanistan really we caught up in a narrative to say that the Taliban are these evil guys that were the tyrants in the land and whatsoever. And I'm not saying that ain't, we've seen about reports how to treat women and I looked into a number of reports. Some of the conclusions I come up to, different perspectives on the land, and reports that was before the takeover as well, where they could see the Taliban being able to just walk and just take over. I think every soldier agrees that was always going to happen. And just looking at how they look after the people, how they construct things and whatever. They're still, yeah, the people that were running it in the first place, yeah, before they come and took over, were they any better? I'm just pointing out there, man. The soldiers weren't getting paid. Why weren't they getting paid? Because the government that was getting paid to pay them weren't paying them the money. So like, why would you take your life for sort of not being paid? Like, so for me, it's a case of, you got points like that. You've got the effects when women were saying that I watched one documentary that went back to right before the Russian war and what life was like in Afghanistan, when the Russians attacked it and whatsoever. But the thing is when I watch that video, and it's all about Kabul was an epicenter. But it's amazing when we force culture, some of these countries with the European culture in the main city, and it's more affluent, there becomes a power vacuum. Everywhere else is poor and desolate. And I think we've got to be very, very careful. We're looking at the eyes from people who live in Kabul. What about looking in the villages around the areas that's been in the villages all through these areas? I think we need to have a little chat with them. So it's interesting how we have to really, before we have an opinion of Afghanistan, is to have many conversations. And I'm going to be hopefully having conversations about this, because I really do think it's something that we need to have that conversation for. Because we're here to make a difference. We're here to communicate. We're here to dialogue. But you know, we are quick to have an opinion, and cuss off Joe Biden, cuss off, you know, Boris Johnson, cuss off the Afghan army. We're here to cuss off, you know, I mean, different armies out there. Why are we getting involved there? It's none of our business. It's not our land. Why are we dying for them or whatsoever? Yeah, you wanna ask, really do a lot more research. So I'll be looking into some stuff, hopefully through the Edge show. I'll be talking to some ex veterans, and I'll be reaching out anybody who wants to talk to me who's ex-army. I'd love to have your have a conversation with you, because it's some serious thing we need to be talking about, you know. And really want to not avoid the dialogue like the Korean War. We avoided that dialogue. Vietnam, for the Americans, like, was it worth it? Or wasn't it worth? You know, it's just, wow, it's just crazy. It's so much question. The question of Afghanistan, was it worth it? I remember 9/11, and straight away that was the target. Crazy. But if you can watch it, what are you on about, man? I just thought I'd just put it there just to get you prompting and thinking from different perspectives, different angles. Do some little research. Don't just watch BBC News. Trust me on that, because they've got their narrative on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's all incorrect. I think it's truth, but an element of the truth. But listen, this is a bit of Spencer Anais in the background, and that's with the track called Different. I'm going to play a bit of Silas Hamilton, and then I've got an announcement to kind of make.
I don't know you, cuz in my own hood, why I feel like I might die today.